Hey Taurus, how's it going everyone? Welcome to Blue Mountains Tarot. This is your reading for the first half of February. General readings, please keep that in mind. Only take the messages that resonate. If you are interested in a personal reading, I do offer them. Below in the description box is where you can find me to get in touch to set that up. And thank you so much, Taurus, in advance for all of your likes, your shares, your comments, contributions. I appreciate everybody's support. Let's see what's going on for you guys. First half of February, 1st to the 15th. What are the messages for Taurus? Collective Taurus. Oof, 5 of Pentacles came flying out. Okay. Some kind of change here is going on here, Taurus. Maybe not so easy for you at the time. Yeah. Okay. There could be a financial conflict within the workplace. So maybe there's some kind of discrepancy or, competition. One person's got the same role, making different money. I feel like there is something here that you may have to dig yourself out of, whether it's dig yourself out of the entire job itself or dig yourself out of financial, you could have, for some of you with that 5 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, I just feel like everyone's fighting for their little piece of the pie. Maybe this is a family dynamic. It could be a work dynamic. Sometimes there's like a budget or something there that it's like someone else is getting a bigger bonus, something like this. Okay, there's definitely something here that you are going through a bit of a struggle, a conflict, a change, and it's going to affect you financially. But you're going to have to dig yourself out of this, whether that's self-inflicted, financial, poor management or, but working hard through that. And I think you will. I think, Taurus, you're very hard workers. 8 of Pentacles is right there. There is something there also about I just get this energy of like you really got to do a little bit of a fine-tooth comb or a bit of a magnifying glass and really study a little bit more about this situation, or study your financials, or study, learn a little bit more about this in some aspect. Okay. This is really good. So some new energy, a little fresher here. Knight of Cups, the Sun, the 7 of Pentacles. There is somebody here, I feel, that's coming towards you, Taurus, that is showing a lot of interest. There is somebody here that kind of maybe either you brighten their day, they brighten your day. I feel like it's exciting when you see this person. I feel like there's something here that there could be some collaboration there, or putting in, no, maybe not collaboration, but willing to, the things... The things and the people that make us happy in life, okay, you're willing to do a little bit more for that individual, or they're willing to do a little bit more for you. So when somebody really knows that you make them happy, Taurus, or vice versa, especially if it's mutual, maybe that's part of the collaboration I'm picking up, you show up for that person, or they show up for you. I feel like you're the one that's being shown up for. I feel like somebody here is really showing up for you, Taurus, and saying, I want to make an effort, or I want to express, there's this feeling of wanting to be in your company. I just want to, it could be a Leo. I think there's an aspect here as well about it's going to take a little bit of time for you to see the outcome in the end of this, for you to realize, how sometimes maybe you meet somebody and you're like, oh, okay, whatever, casual, or that's just, that was nice, that was great. But you don't realize, without putting in some time and some effort, Taurus, that it's sort of like an unrecognized or an unattained level of happiness that comes from that. It's kind of like if you're going to the gym and you're starting off and you're like, yeah, that was a good workout, that's fine. But you start to really feel the motivation and the momentum in that process when you really start to dedicate a little bit more effort, energy, and time into that. Then you're like, wow, this I see the dopamine effect, or I feel the endorphin rush, or I feel the the sort of healing effect of working out and exercising and the people that you're meeting. And you start to realize like, wow, I like the fitness community, or I like doing that. The same applies to a person, and the same applies to feelings it doesn't have to be a person, but I do feel here with a knight, it's like somebody that, if somebody is expressing to you, Taurus, somebody is sharing feelings, don't be afraid to share back. Don't be afraid to open up a little bit of your feelings, your happiness. Show the smile, show the joy that this person, show the appreciation. Say thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for going out of your way. Thank you for dropping me a coffee off. Give that person some energy. Give that person some love, and vice versa. Okay. I think that you see the results when you actually take the effort, you take the initiative, and you make it a point, or you make a decision and saying, I'm going to make a point of not blocking myself off, not closing up my heart space or my joy or my, and actually shining a little more here, Taurus. I think that some of you could be getting a little bit, especially with that Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, some of you could be going through some personal things, or you're like, I don't really want to share my life right now. I don't really want to share this aspect. I've got too much change or some heaviness going on here that I just, but there's always going to be something. It's like you work your way through that, because even if you get to know somebody, you're going to face challenges together that eventually, if you get close enough, the two of you work them out together. So it's never like your plate is ever a perfectly squeaky clean life situation. At some point, you're going to have to sort of open up a little bit and draw a little bit of the energy and the time to sharing and shining some light about you and your struggles in life, your personal things that you're dealing with. And some of you might delve into, focusing on work, or focusing on a hobby, or focusing on other things, versus like, well, maybe I can just share this with somebody. Maybe this person can still love me, or still appreciate me, or still be there for me, even if I don't feel ideal, I don't feel perfect, it's about the effort. It's about willing to put the effort in, willing to show up and make the best of something, willing to have a good, happy, positive outcome. Okay. Whatever you decide to put your energy into, understand that it's going to take a little bit of time to see results. It's not going to be instant. There's not necessarily an instant gratification here. I know this is Leo energy, but it is the birthday card. It is the happiness card. I just want to say, wait till your birthdays. So April, May, Taurus. If you decide to put some energy into things now, what is it? We're like going into February 1st. I'm just reading before the 1st of February, but February, March, April, 3 months. Can you maybe, I don't really like putting time on a general reading because it's not a personalized reading, but I just want to say, like, maybe make your own time limit, or make your own deadline. Give yourself an X amount of time, space that you say, okay, I'm willing to do this and see what the outcome is. I want to say, give it to your birthday. If your birthday doesn't change, or things don't become any happier than they already are with a certain situation, maybe it's time to say, okay, well, I gave it that time frame. Okay? So you've got from February 1st to, let's say, May 1st or whatever, May 15th. Okay? Just saying. Tell us about this person. If there is I do feel like it's somebody's attention towards you. Is there anything around this person's energy for Taurus? Or people that are approaching them? What could they look forward to? Or who could they look forward to? The Six of Pentacles. Well, somebody that's willing to give to you. Somebody who has they're willing to share with you. And that's the thing. Maybe that's what it takes for you, Taurus. Maybe you need to see somebody go out of their way, pay the bill, be a little generous with their, finances, or their sharing, or their generosity, or their time, or whatever. But it is somebody here who's a very generous, giving person. So that'll help you, with the clarity of knowing who this might be. Let me see here. I feel like this person's helpful. You say, oh my gosh, I got to move. And this person's like, if you need some help, Taurus, I'll help you out. I'm there for you kind of thing. There's a generosity. There's a givingness. Anything else? Six of Cups could be somebody from your past. You have 6-6 here again. It's interesting. Your reading's got 5 5s and 6 6. Maybe they're 66 years old. I don't know. This could be somebody here that's from the past. I feel like this person is pretty casual. I feel like this person's pretty, just no expectations. Hey, Taurus, if you need some help, I'm here for you. No pressure, no obligation. Maybe they ask you for a favor and say, hey, I don't want to put this on you, but if you happen to want to come by and give me a hand with something, and then we can enjoy the outcome of that, or whatever, help me fix my pool, and when we're done, you can come swimming or something like that. They're being very casual. There could be somebody from your past. This could be a reconciliation or a reconnection from somebody from your past, and maybe that's why they're so excited to see you. Maybe that's why they're so automatically they're willing to give, because they kind of have a little bit of a history of you or a background of you. This person, I feel like they're just trying to have enjoyable time. They're somebody that feels like they have a joyful, happy energy. The Sun card, 6 of Cups, there's sunflowers all over that. Somebody that brightens up your day. Somebody that you feel like, oh man, I always feel good after that. Okay, well, maybe that's worth putting a little bit of energy, time, and investment into, to kind of harness that or develop that relationship or give back, the reciprocation of 6 of Pentacles. I feel like some of you are going to if you give this the opportunity, Taurus, you'll make some memories with this person. I feel like you're going to have some fond memories. There's something that you guys do, or maybe it was even 1 or 2 dates, or 1 or 2, and you're just like, oh, I had that memory. Remember, we had so much fun, like whatever that was. So you could be forming a memory with this person. What's the advice for Taurus? So we do know that investing some time and energy. What's the advice for Taurus on this? Is there anything else that they could do or understand, clarity around this person? I feel like this person is very casual right now. There's not a lot of expectations or pressure. This might be something that works for you. I feel like they're just there to give. They're there to share. They're there to help. They're there, if you want to go out, they're not needy, okay? They're definitely not needy. Okay. What was going to flip over there, I think I saw the 6 of Wands. I wasn't really looking, but communication. What's the advice for Taurus? Okay. Taurus. Okay. First of all, Taurus, get your rest. Okay. You've got a lot of exhaustion here. You have a lot of mental stress or a lot of exhaustion. 10 of Swords is 4 swords. Okay. This is a little bit of a painful time for you, and it could be because of that conflict. It could be financial, it could be work and or financial ties or attachments to things. I think it's saying here, like, you don't need to rush into this, but just make sure that you've closed up, or that you're not, like, I get 2 things here. Make sure that if there's anything lingering in your life, that you've cleaned up house on that. But also don't run into hiding. Don't shut this down prematurely. Don't run into one little conflict or one little, this person has one little hair missing off their head and I'm out, I'm done. I feel like there could be something that's just like a particularity or something where you're like, as soon as there's a little bit of mental stress, or as soon as it's like, I'm done, shut it down. And it almost feels like a little bit of I don't want to say cop out, but it feels like you're just very, like a level of impatience, but it could really be because you're just so tired, or you're just so exhausted, or you just have no energy or no, endurance to take the slightest bit. So like, do some rest, do some adrenal fatigue, like recharge up your adrenals, your stress glands, get your rest, get your restoration, take care of yourself, get through the toughest things that you feel need to come off of your plate. And when you go into this, be willing to express and share and work through a challenge rather than just being like, a fight is here or a conflict is here, I'm done, I'm out. Okay? Be willing to sit in that position without running away, without making a decision, and say, okay, well, it's not ideal, and there's maybe a bit of a conflict, or we're dealing with some indifferences here, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to have to be with this person. It doesn't mean I have to kill it and get rid of it and end it. Okay? Because I think that this is a little bit of a test for you, that maybe as a child here with the Six of Cups, with that Six of Pentacles, if we didn't get what we wanted, if we didn't get exactly what our needs were, we just were like, kick the ground and punch the air and, have a fit. Not saying you're doing that, but it could be a trigger that from childhood energy here, that this person, it's like when they show up for you, you love it. As soon as they don't, or as soon as there's something that's not right, you're like, this isn't working. And it really is just showing you that like there is going to be some imperfections there. We all have them. We all have our faults. We all have imperfections. This person, I think, will always try to show up and sort of show up for you, give you maybe the time, the space, the support that you may need, versus feeling like unsupported or feeling stressed and then being like, I'm out. So give it a chance before you shut things down is what I want to say. It also kind of confirms that with the Seven of Pentacles. Like, we have to have some patience and work through things in life and put a little bit of an extra effort, or give yourself an opportunity to wait for things to grow. It's like, let this relationship, let the love, let things grow a little bit. Okay? Again, bottom of the deck, Death card. Sudden endings. But this is about transformation, because there's a new beginning here. There's change here for you. The King of Cups. Love. Okay? It could be an end to old emotional ways, emotional reaction, emotional response, to be like, I'm instantly falling out of love. And then I fall in love again, either with the same person or with somebody else. We're going to restart that. When it's done and we don't have to deal with it and we're 10 of swords, we're done, and then they're not in our life, we then want them again, or we love them again, or we have feelings again. Stay in that container, stay in that connection, stay in that energy, and say like, there's a little bit of transformation or growth or things that I need to realize that I have to fix about myself, or that I have to come to an ending with myself, rather than putting it onto the other situation, the other person, and ending it. It's kind of like at work, I think if we didn't have to rely on money and we didn't have bills, so many of us would be quitting like tomorrow. And there's like that real gripping, stressful obligation that keeps us tied to a job for so long. But there's also that energy of people who they just keep quitting. They're like, I'm done. One little, the temperature in the office is off, I quit. Like, it's just, some people are they're quit, they're done. As soon as something isn't quite to what they want. Okay, Taurus? It doesn't have to be to that extreme, but you get what I'm saying. Go through the ashes, of that death. Go through a little bit of some putting an end to certain things, but not putting an end to the relationship itself. Not. It's almost like yourself, like a suicide of your own enjoyment of the sun. It's like we're ending something that we really, if we stuck it out, we could actually benefit, learn, grow, get something from that. Your bird oracle, let's see, Taurus, Oracle of the Birds. What's the message for Taurus? This deck, I love. It's interesting how it's so fitting all the time, but we'll see. Excuse me. The J. The same cards keep coming out of this deck. There's like 5 birds, and it's the only ones that keep showing up. The J. Balancing energy, increase of energy, words are magic, choose them wisely. There is that thing about getting your sleep and, having the energy for yourself, first and foremost, for your work, your responsibilities, but having the energy for a relationship. So take the time to rest. Don't use that as an excuse, Taurus, to say like, I'm too busy, I'm too tired, I don't want to take a relationship on. It's about creating balance and getting yourself into a place where you can actually take a relationship on and kind of try to fit that into that pie, that puzzle of your life of like, okay, I'm going to make some room for this person. The J. A powerful shaman bird stands by your side. Jay is a keeper of the forest. With its outstanding powers of observation, it watches over it. It knows every inhabitant and is familiar with all beings from the other world that live in the forest and are connected to you. The forest fairies, the elves, the dwarves, faunas, forest dragons, forest elves, and many more. I just want to say, Taurus, on a buzzword here, dragons. I have heard and read this word 3 times today, and it's only 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I have heard the word or seen the word or read the word 3 or 4 times today. So dragon could be, maybe it's the year of the dragon. I don't know. There's something there for you guys on that. The J recognizes and uncovers every deception and encourages you to be glad about every disappointment. Now you can correct your path. With the J, you come into contact with the magic of sounds and vibrations. The vibrations of your words build your energy field. Pay attention to a pure energy field. Again and again, allow yourself to remove everything impure from your field by choosing clear, powerful, and loving words. I just want to say, I know I interrupt when I read these things because things come through as I read this. If you're dealing in this situation with your work or with finances, if you're dealing with something around financials, especially with that 5 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles, it's like using very constructive, useful words in that sense, because especially around work and positions and finances and things, it can get us very emotional and we can say the wrong thing or we can quit. If you come in very poised, very eloquent with your words and the language that you use in order to have a conversation around getting what it is that you need have your needs met, it's really about the words and the delivery of your speech so that you show up saying, okay, I see a bit of a discrepancy, or I feel like this is a little bit, I just want to check in on that because it doesn't feel balanced to me. Maybe I'm mistaken, or maybe I'm missing something, or whatever it is. But instead of going in with a defensive saying like, pointing the finger or blame, take it as a very constructive choice of words, okay? Just saying. It's similar to like the 5 of Pentacles when we're dealing with people. These are the people lining up in front of a church, okay? They're typically struggling, maybe homeless, things like that. We have to choose words that are very non-judgmental and helpful and courageous and constructive for those who are in need. Right? When you just go in and say, hey, how's it going? Like, how are you? To that person who's struggling, it makes them feel like there's no trigger on them. It makes them feel like we're not focusing on their faults or we're not focusing on their negative, because they may already have a lot of, self-consciousness or insecurities or fears. And when you approach with words or you just empower that person. So I do think that words and language are very important, especially for you at this time. My plumage shows itself in splendid colors. I am a master of the elements. My black stands for the element of earth and the north wind. My white stands for the element of air and the east wind. My red stands for the element of fire, for the south wind. And my blue stands for the element of water and the west wind. Lucky are they who find one of my iridescent wing feathers. Interesting. Here's the word, guys. Balance. The more meaning. Balance the energies within you. Energetic work and healing applications are now particularly effective. Deceptions and untruths surface, which I think is part of that 5 of Wands. There's a bit of a conflict over this. Take responsibility for your life. Be determined and protect your borders. Your affirmation, Taurus, is I fully stand in my strength and fully live the magic of my soul vibration. So again, in both, deeper, maybe emotional connections and in the connections of your work maybe, or the conflicts that you're facing, it's really just standing true and standing in your strength, standing in your truth. I'm going to leave it there. I hope this reading helps, guys. Thanks so much for your likes, shares, comments. I appreciate that. Have a great day, and I will see you soon, Taurus. Take care.